Hi, everybody. Welcome to Consistently Creative Crew. Today, we're going to take you through the This Simple Life page kit number 11. This is what it looks like. Comes with 2 base papers. It already has a design on them, which makes it very easy. That's how the base papers go. And then it comes with 1 piece of paper, designer paper that we're going to cut apart. And it also, the cutting lines are on the back. It comes with stickers and you can get from your advisor as an exclusive the embellishment, and it's a 3D turkey with some other fall pieces. I love that it comes with a piece of pumpkin pie with whipped cream on it. So it's kind of like a thankful Thanksgiving. It also comes with the instructions and the photos. It uses 4 3x5 photos and 2 5x3 photos. But our lovely Kari has created for us, if you don't have the kit, she's created instructions for it, and with the cuts, with the necessary cuts to make the layout and how to make the base. So we're going to go through the paper kit first and put that together. I'll put that together with you, and then Kari's going to do it digitally. So whatever way you're doing it, hopefully you can follow along with us. So I want to review. You just need your cutting guide, 2 base papers, and then a designer paper that you're going to cut apart, and your stickers. And of course, our trusty friends, regular tape runner and repositionable tape runner. So the cut guide that Kari put together for us. So with what we found out from doing these throughout the year is that it's best to cut on the side that has the paper, the different colors on it, so you can see if you're lining it up or not. So on the back side, it's telling you to cut these 2 1/2-inch strips first, and then go across the top and cut those 2 strips second. And then we'll go around the inside. So with our trusty 12-inch trimmer, I'm going to cut pieces 1 and 2. And they're basically cutting the paper in half. So I know this first cut is just in half, so I'm going to use it. So that is at the 1/2-inch mark. That's right to the edge of the grid here. That's the 1/2-inch mark. So I'm going to cut the first strip from the back, and then I'm going to turn it over and cut the second strip to make sure that I line up exactly on the cutting guide. And then remember that Creative Memories thought of everything. There are these little guides that are on your casing. I haven't pulled mine out in so long, I'm not sure I can get it out. That will show you where you're cutting. So the white triangle will show you exactly where you're cutting, and I'm trying to make sure I'm cutting on the line that separates the different colored papers.
Colleen, the guide, I think, is all the way at the top end of your trimmer thing, and there's one at the bottom.
It's been so long. It's been so long since I pulled it out.
Yes.
Thanks, Kari. And I
yeah.
don't have strong fingers. I
And
need
it's got that black line imprinted
Yes,
on it, which
it has my
helps.
multi-purpose tool to the rescue. There we go. Thank you. All right, there it is. And you can see how, I'm trying to get the light just right. There's a black line on that, and it's showing that I'm cutting right on the line between all these different papers.
That's a good angle. That was good.
Okay. Thanks, Kari.
You're welcome.
So I'm safe. I'm going to go ahead and cut my paper. So it's a second 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to rotate, and I'm also going to turn it over again so I can make sure I get the line. And I'm going to cut at a very awkward measurement.
Yeah, this was 7/8, so this was a challenge.
This is 7/8. So, got that whole piece. Now I'm going to flip it over again so I can make sure I line up right on the cutting line. And a second 7/8. Don't move, don't move. Okay. And then gonna cut at 5.5. The largest piece of left is 5.5. Right to the edge of the trimmer. And then rotate the remaining piece and cut at 6 3/4. Excuse the noise, that's the cat trying to jump in my rolling cart because, you know, she's a cat. Okay, so this piece is 5.5 by 6 3/4, and this piece is 5.5 by 3.5. And so we are finished with our cutting, and we can assemble. So let's look at the guide that Kari provided for us. So on the left-hand side, we have the yellow pieces go across the top, and the burgundy pieces go across the bottom around the 2 pieces that are already created. Then the largest piece goes right up against, this is 10.5 by 5.5, goes right up against the edge and centered. And then we can create the right-hand side, mirroring the left. Put our yellow piece across the top, our burgundy piece across the bottom, that's a 1/2 inch. And then we put the 5.5 by 6 7/5 goes 3/4, excuse me. 5.5 by 6 3/4 goes right up against the center. And then the 3.5 by 5.5 goes right next to it. And then that is the layout. So I'm going to take.
Go ahead and go over the photos that they have, the sizes that they have there for each of those.
Okay, I was going to try and put place
Oh,
cards.
good. Excellent.
We take a pause.
Sure.
Okay, welcome back. Here is the basic layout with the designer paper cut out. You can see there are actually 6 3x5 photographs. 4 of them are in the 3x5 position, and 2 of them are in 5x3 position. It makes a nice layout, goes all the way across the center of the page. I haven't put embellishments on because I don't have my photographs right now, but you can see what they did in the example. They ran a line of pumpkins, the pumpkin stickers across the bottom. There's the cute little pumpkin stickers. And they did a cluster down here, gobble gobble. Trying to show you and show you. They did gobble gobble down here. They give thanks was the big title across here with a cluster of pumpkins on that side. And then down here at the bottom, they had the cute turkey leg and pie slice. And it says cutie pie with a little sunscreen, a little sunflower. And that is the basic layout. with lots of options. I might use this for going to the pumpkin farm, but then I wouldn't get to use my cute little turkey. So I think I'm going to save this page for Thanksgiving.
That's really, is that turkey? It's three-dimensional, right?
Three-dimensional, yes.
Nice.
The
Very
main
cute.
body of the turkey is lifted up.
Cute. Very cute.
He's very cute.
That's
And
awesome.
the pie.
Oh yeah, that pumpkin pie looks really yummy, actually.
So, you
Okay.
can see where you could use this. You don't have to use this for Thanksgiving, fall vibes and pumpkin pies, cutie pie. We went, like I said, we went to the pumpkin farm. So grateful for this. I could be grateful for having the family together at the pumpkin farm. So it doesn't necessarily have to be Thanksgiving.
Yes. Very nice. I
Great.
like the tonal papers that they did all of this with. So they're not just flat cardstock. So that's really nice. Thanks,
Yeah,
Colleen.
adds depth. You're welcome. I hope you guys get to put it together.
So thanks, Colleen. Appreciate seeing how you put that together traditionally. Now I'm going to show how we put it together digitally. And just as always, I like to kind of get a start with looking at the layout, the final layout, and deciding how much of the left page is duplicated on the right page so that I only have to design one page if I can get away with that. So looking at this, it's kind of hard to tell from the sample that Creative Memories provided us what is all on the base and what is all on the additional paper. For our perspective, it doesn't necessarily matter, but there's a lot of similarities between the left and the right. It looks primarily that the brown photo mats it is different, but everything else is pretty much the same. So I think we can get away with that. The measurements for what was the cut apart is given on our cutting guide. And as Colleen had mentioned when she was doing this, traditionally that these two pieces, items 3 and 4, are actually 11 by 7/8, which is 0.875 when we're actually doing it and cutting it in the digital layout. So there's a couple of unusual measurements of that, and that's because they took this 1.5 inch and and that's the space that they had. So they actually did that for us. And it's nice on the paper. You don't actually have to do any measuring. You just cut where the little lines are. So the base pages, you can see looking at here, the left side and the right side, they're a mirror image of each other. And once we start adding the yellow piece and then the red piece on the bottom, those are exactly identical. And so I'm going to go ahead and create the left side and then I'll mirror it. So then the right side will be mostly done. I will just have to modify how these photos and photo mats go together. So I'll go ahead and I'm going to move this one out of my way and I'll have Artisan up. So to do this at the beginning, I am going to start like I always do, and I am going to insert a paper for my background. So I'm going to start with that being 12 by 12. And it was a tonal white on white. I'm going to just start out with this being a gray for right now. And the nice thing is we can always change it up later on. And then I'm going to center it on the page. So this is now my base. And then we have a light orange piece, and this one is 3 by 8.5. And I'm going to change that to a light orange. I think it's something like that. And this one with my information, it said the top edge was 1.75 from the top, and it was 1 inch from the left edge. So there we go. So when I click on this, you can see the X is 1, the Y is 1.75, the width was 3, and the height was 8.5. So for the next piece, it's going to be very similar, but only this one was the darker orange. I'm going to go down here to this darker orange. maybe this one. And this one, we want it to be 8 by 8.5. And you can move it with the alignment guide so that it lines up with the other piece that we already put on there at the top and the bottom, and that the edge is nice. But when you do that, you'll also notice that in this case, the X is now 4, the Y is 1.75, the width is 8, the height is 8.5. Then we're going to go ahead and add in our little yellow strip that was at the top. So for this one ends up being 11 by 0.875, which is kind of an unusual size, but that is what that 7/8 ends up being. When we put this on and we snug it up against the top edge here, our X is 1, our Y is 0.875, and got that there. And then we have the narrow strip along the bottom, which was a maroon color. So I'm going to just kind of pick something like that. So this one is 12 inches by 0.5 inches. Create that. I'm going to snug that up there. And for this one, our X is 0 and our Y is 10.25. So now I'm going to go ahead and put in the brown piece that is our photo mat, even though it's not going to be identical to this on the other page. I'm going to go ahead and just use it as a starting point. So this one is 10.25 by 5.5. And this one, I want it to be all the way along the right edge, and I really want it centered vertically with these other pieces. And so I can use the alignment tools on the quick access toolbar to align it. I could also use on the home ribbon, align the center vertically. And that should be set up nice. And then we had 3 photo mats here. So I'm going to go ahead and insert a photo mat. And the width of these was 3 by 5. And we needed 3 of them. So I'm just going to copy and paste them. And I'm going to kind of spread them out. And they're not perfectly aligned. So I'm going to use the alignment tools to help us with that. So I've selected all 3 of them, and I can use the quick access toolbar here. So the 5th one over aligns by the vertical middle point, so that'll align them vertically. And then this one, which is 3rd from the right, says reposition the selected elements so they're spaced evenly spaced horizontally. So I'm going to do that, and you can see it ended up adjusting them a little bit. Now I'm going to just group them all together and then select the photo mat below them. So then I can align them nicely vertically with that and horizontally with that. And we should be all aligned and good. So that is that one. I'm going to go ahead and ungroup those. So that's pretty much that page. So now I'm going to go over into my panel on the right-hand side and show and mirror image this so that everything flips for us. So I'm going to go insert a mirror image of this page. And now I'm going to go to my right page. Now the right page, you may not remember, is a little bit different. We ended up with 2 brown pieces and 3 photos that are not all that same orientation. So I'm going to go ahead and adjust this one. So this one is supposed to be 5.5 by 6 3/4. And we want it aligned, centered vertically. And then we need an additional shape that is 3.5 by 5.5. And I want this lined up there, but I also want it centered vertically. And then this photo mat, oh, it needs to be on top, doesn't it? So I'm going to go ahead and move it up in the elements panel, and then I'm going to center it there. And then I need these two, but now I want them rotated and to be 5x3. So if I rotate them using the rotate tool or the arrange rotate tool, I'm going to end up with a sideways photo. So if you see here where the writing drop photo here is now going up and down. So when I turn and when I add a photo to this, the photo is going to be sideways, which I don't really want, and which is going to be obvious if I slide this photo in here. So you see my beluga is sideways. So we don't really want that. So what we really want to do is change the size of this up in the quick access toolbar. So we want it to be 5x3. And we want this one to be 5x3. So that's the easiest way to do that. And so what I want to do with these is I want to get them aligned. Then I'm going to group them. Then I'm going to select the shape behind it and I'm going to center it with that. And now I'm going to ungroup them. So now I should end up with both of the pages. I'm going to go to the 2-page spread. And that is our page. And like Colleen had said, Creative Memories had a title with some embellishments around the title up here at the top. There was also some embellishments down in the lower left as well as the lower right. They had included some journaling over here on the right. They actually put some stickers on top of the photos kind of over here. And they had a nice set of border stickers here. This is a really nice way to lay out your page and get started. And again, you don't have to use this for Thanksgiving or with these colors. Whether you're doing this digitally or traditionally, you can always cut your own paper and make it your own, which was something that we all like to do. We like to use our stash and make things our own. So I hope you enjoyed watching this Life Simple Page Kit number 11, done both digitally and traditionally. And since this class was scheduled for the week of Halloween, the week of Thanksgiving. And because here we are right before Halloween, actually recording this. So we will post this out on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel just before Thanksgiving, so everybody has access to this. So hope you enjoyed watching this. Happy creating. And please, if you do create a page, feel free to share it on our Consistently Creative Croppers Facebook group. And there will be an album created for you to do that. Thanks so much for watching.
Thanks, Kari.